Hello everybody, it's Rhonda from Nelson's Soapery. Today we are going to make some beautiful rose water. So rose water is quite expensive if you buy it, so I thought I'll show you an easy way on how you can actually make it yourself. So here I have some beautiful high quality roses. These are dried roses that I've actually got from a company called Salt and String out in Warrigal near Gippsland. That's where I live in Melbourne, and they're a spice shop, so many spice shops will actually have it. And I also have my distilled water just to the side, and then I also have my little electric cooker inside my studio. But if you're in your house, you can just use your stove. That's no problem at all. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to find a pot. So let me grab that. Now that we have the pot, we're just going to pop that on there. It's really nice and easy. And honestly, you're going to be so shocked how easy this actually is. So we've got our jug, or you can use a cup, it doesn't matter. Basically what it is you want equal portions of flowers to equal portions of distilled water. So don't try and use boiled water. You do need distilled water, because if you're using this in creams and lotions, also if you're going to use it in soap, you really want distilled water. So in here, like I said, I'm going to have equal portions of the water to equal portions of the roses. And literally what's going to happen is once we start boiling this, and then after we boil it, we'll go to simmer, it will start to pull that red, beautiful color out of the petals as well. And then the water will be beautiful, and you'll get a light scent of, this beautiful rose kind of scent. So that's what I really like with this. So that's why I thought, look, we're going to do this. And also for people on my Patreon, this week we are having a workshop. We have one workshop a month for people on the $10 or $20 level. And then basically with the workshop, I tell them the ingredients, they grab all the ingredients, and then we get making everything together. So, and we need rose water for this. So this one will hopefully be super handy for everybody, that's going to be making this with me. So as I said, I've got my water, and I've also got the roses in here. That's all you need, is those two ingredients. And then just make sure that the water, is over the roses, press the roses into it and so on. Then you're going to do it on medium to, just a little bit over medium. And if you're working like on a gas stove and it will say 5, maybe you want to do 3 and a bit, will be the number you'd turn the dial to. So for 6 minutes, you're going to just boil it. After the 6 minutes, just simmer it for 10 more minutes. And you will start to notice, because what we're actually looking for is we're looking for the petals to go that really light color, because what's happening is obviously the water is going to suck out the color from the roses, the petals into the water. And then the petals will get a really light, yucky kind of color. So then you'll know, okay, it's ready. So that's as simple as that. I mean, it's really not hard, to be really honest with you. And then from there, we are going to strain it out, because obviously we don't want the petals in it. And if you leave petals in the water, the one thing is they'll go actually rotten inside your creams or butters or whatever you're going to use this for. So you definitely want no flowers at all in it. You just want the water. So you can basically use just a strainer, or you can use, a piece of cotton on top of the strainer and just let it come through, which that's what I'll do, and I'll show you. You don't need the cheesecloth or something really expensive. You can just use a piece of material that you can get from your local shop, a piece of tulle that's quite cheap. It's really not hard to do at all. But like I said, I'm going to take you through those steps of that as well. And it's, and I'm sure that you're going to say, oh my goodness, this is so easy. Why haven't I been making this? And it's really not that hard at all. So like I said, you could make a beautiful soap with the natural colors of this rose water and not use micas at all. So that's something you could do if you're trying to, color your products naturally. I would do that with a bit of, pink clay would be absolutely gorgeous. And pink clay, for anyone that doesn't know, is white and red clay mixed together. That's basically what it is to get that beautiful pinky kind of colour. So yeah, so like I said, you make as much as you want. If you put a liter of water, then you're going to need, that full jug mixed with flowers. Also, a thing that's important to note is you can't be using a measurement. So you can't be weighing, because obviously the light roses are going to weigh differently to water. The volume is different. So that's why you need to use a jug or a bowl or something as your measurement. So like I said, if it's, if that jug is full of water to the top, then you're going to fill that jug of water, that same jug with the rose petals. So that's basically how you can tell. If you don't want to do it this way, there is another way. You can also use a beautiful red rose that is not dried, just, one that you get from your florist, or if you grow them in your garden, you can grab them out of the garden. Do make sure you clean them first. So you would get 6 roses. You would just simply pull off the petals, and then all you would do is the same kind of thing. You would be putting 2 cups of water per 6 full roses, red roses, and pull off the petals for those. Don't put in the stems, only the petals. Boil it, exactly the same process. Wait till the color has come out and throw out, the main rose. So that is another way, but that would be more expensive because, as we all know, red roses, especially in Australia, are very, very, very expensive to buy. So that would probably cost you maybe $20 to $25 for the roses in Australia. So I definitely suggest that you go ahead and use, dried roses. It is much cheaper buying it that way. And if you have a store that you really know, often they're going to help you out, and they'd love to see that process anyway. I often contact my local store and tell them what I'm up to, and they are always intrigued what people make with their products as well. So in between, as you can see, I'm just stirring it up a little bit just to see how it's going. After the 6 minutes, like I said, we turn it down, and so now we're just going to leave this to simmer just for a little while, and then I will bring you back and show you what it actually looks like. So I will be back in a few moments. Now we are back for a quick look. So you can see how the petals are already losing their colour, and that way we know the water's doing its thing. So we'll let it simmer and we will come back. So now let's get on to the fun bit. So we do have our jug, which is a heat-proof jug, and then I have my sifter on top of that as well, and a piece of material. I'm actually using a piece of voile. Now this particular piece is just like a sheer curtain. That's literally all it is. And what we're going to do is pour the whole amount, and that's the liquid plus the petals, straight over the top, and it's going to strain it and catch all the petals. Because as I said earlier, we don't want any petals in, because that will actually rot the cream and it will go a bit rotten and yuck. So we definitely have to make sure that there is no petals whatsoever in there. So now we're just going to press it down to make sure we get that really, really beautiful goodness. And I can tell you that the smell of the roses has really come through. And I often think that when they're dried flowers, you don't smell the roses as much, but you can really smell this. Now, if you want one that isn't going to be bright red, because this one is a burgundy bright red, I would suggest that you do 2 cups of water per 1 cup of the roses. So just dilute it down more. That's what I would suggest. But for this one, I'm really happy with the color. It's exactly what I wanted. So from here, all we're going to do is get some little jugs to pop them into, or some little mason jars, because after we do this, this needs to go in the fridge to keep well. I would definitely be using this within 2 weeks. I'll be using mine this week. I don't like to keep things for too long because I always worry about that. But as you can see here, it gave me quite a bit from, the roses, but I could have got double the amount if I decided to water it a little bit less. So I hope this has really helped everyone and really just made you understand how easy this is. So make sure you give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye everyone.